Hey, hope you're doing fine. This is Eva and you're watching The Casual Bit. Well, this is my very first YouTube video on this channel and hope you like it. Anyway, by the topic, now that you know that I will be talking about Fridays for Future, if you know about it, keep it up. But if you don't, then just do not worry. And also, there are few people who say that there has been a narrative shift from global warming to climate change. Well, is it really so? And what impact climate change is going to have on India, we will discover in this video. So let's begin. Well, Fridays for Future is a massive climatic movement organized by school students by not attending classes and rather joining march and put up their demands in front of world leader to take some actions against climate change. But how did this all happen? Well, it was in last year, August, 15-year-old Swedish girl Greta Thunberg decided not to attend classes and protest outside Riksdag. Well, that's Swedish parliament, and urged leaders to reduce carbon emission as per Paris Agreement. And later, in the very same year, 2018, just before Swedish general election, she declared that she would continue strike on every Friday outside parliament until her demands meet. And in fact, she says that there isn't going to be any future for her generation. So what's the use of a school education? And she is the only one who coined Fridays for Future, which has a spread like wildfire. And hey, it was wildfire in Sweden which compelled her to make this move all by herself. Earlier, she was all alone, later joined by few close friends, then school students, and as a result, it was around 270 cities enrolled in this movement till the end of the year 2018. And according to current data of March 2019, there are around 2,000 cities already for this movement, including Delhi, Bangalore, and Kolkata in India. While this movement is supported by many scientists, researchers, scholars, at the same time, many politicians, including UK's Theresa May and Australia's Scott Morrison, cite it as utter waste of time. And then comes corporate who are lobbying in order to block climate policies and make money. And why? To fulfill our demands. This is time we need to stop consumerism, or say conspicuous consumerism and other wasteful activities. Pardon, but yes. But what's more concerning is a group of people called deniers. I don't know who are they going to profit, these corporates, some special interest group, or the politicians who are just waiting for the donation from these fossil fuel companies. I don't know who are they going to indeed profit, despite knowing the fact that we are facing instability in climate, changing pattern in agricultural crops, frequent storms in most of the places, extreme weather conditions in some part of the globe while not in other, and decline in living standard of people. And to deniers, there isn't any narrative shift from global warming to climate change, but in fact, global warming is one of the symptoms of climate change. But what could be done? Well, there is this Paris Agreement of 2015 which advised world to limit the increase in global temperature well below by 2 degrees Celsius from pre-industrial level. That is mid and late 19th century. Well, thank you Paris Agreement. But then IPCC happens, that is Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, which has already warned us according to its 2018 report that we have already reached to an increase of 1 degree C. And if we reach by 0.5 degree, then there would be submergence of little island, extinction of many species. And they have already advised or say warned to reduce the carbon emission by 45 to 50% by 2030 and net zero by 2050. Otherwise, things and events would be irreversible and catastrophic. And now heading towards India. Well, World Bank has already warned India a decline in 3% GDP by 2050 if we do not take any steps or measures now. Besides, 60 crore of people, that is half the population of India, is going to face decline in their living standards. And here I urge you to picturize this. Take southern India. The climate change would result in increase in sea level, and eventually there will be flood, acidification of water, fishery and agriculture will be affected seriously, and then there will be mass movement of people. Talking of North India, there will be melting of Himalayan glaciers and global warming wouldn't let them freeze again. So eventually there'd be drought and mass movement of people. And when these mass movement of people or the clan collide, there are possibilities of civil war. Well, I'm not even exaggerating, but picturizing. Just think it once. So we need to embrace advanced technology, incline towards renewable resources, keeping at bay the historic data, which is as irrelevant as BS. Yes, we need fresh data, fresh reforms, advanced technology, inclination towards renewable resources, resilient lifestyle of people, and a lot has to be done. Well, after all this, there is one thing that bothers me about India and developing nations like India. That is a recent proposal of UNSC, that is United Nations of Security Council, to undertake the issue of climate change as a matter of security and risk, which means that the 5 permanent members of UNSC, that is UK, USA, Russia, France and China, are going to have monopoly over any decisions taken regarding climate change across the world. And on which developing nations like India questioned, oh my God, are now we going to have living standards like your people? Are now we going to be ever developed? Well, I must tell you, if this happens, then Paris Agreement would somehow nullify, because importance will be given to UNSC. And if I tell you one more thing, that according to Paris Agreement, developed nations were to give or donate $100 billion to developing nations so that we prosper and develop. But I don't see it coming. Anyway, by the time these diplomats and world leaders would wake up, which they would, but at some other planet, we on individual level have to start working. And what we can do is to reduce our carbon footprints, that is carbon emission, the reduction of greenhouse gases. And how are we going to do it? Well, India, our general elections are very near. In a day or two it will start, so we have to choose our leader wisely. I know it is laughable because nobody is talking about climate change in India, but we have to choose a leader who talks about climate, talks about advanced technology and renewable resources and so on. So just do it. And rest of the things we know, we've been learning since school time in EVS, to switch off the lights when not in use, switch off the electricity, do not use plastic bags, just reuse it if you have them, and plant more trees, considering vegan lifestyle, reduce air travel and so on and so forth. Well, seriously, there is a lot to talk about climate change, but this was all about today's video. Hope to see you soon in the next video. Till then, stay woke.